In this video, I'll demonstrate a session plan in action. By simultaneously showing you the instructor's view and the student's view, you'll see how content appears as the instructor moves through their presentation outline, click by click. I'll point out many of the interactivities you can add to a Collaborate session. In a later video series, I'll show you how to create each of these interactivities. On the left side of the screen is the moderator's view, and on the right is the student's view, Amy. The instructor begins by opening the meeting link they created in Blackboard. After opening the session, they would load their program, a single file stored on their computer, into the session. Here I'll demonstrate. The instructor goes to the File on the top menu, goes to Open, and goes to Session Plan. They find the session plan, click Open, and now the session plan is loading. Now this is going to take a few seconds, maybe a minute or two, because what's happening is all of the files that I plan to show in my presentation are being uploaded into Blackboard. When Amy opens the Collaborate session, she sees the first slide of the presentation, the slide in the whiteboard that has been loaded automatically onto her screen. This slide tells Amy that I, the instructor, have sent a file for her to look at. And here below, a window opened asking her if she wants to save this file to her computer. Now she can select Yes and download that file into her computer. I send this PDF document ahead of each live session. It reminds students to check their equipment prior to each session. Let's go back to the instructor's view. We'll now navigate through each item on the session plan, simulating how the instructor would use the outline menu to present material. As I present each item, I'll show you what it looks like in Amy's view. So starting at the top, I'll run through the presentation. As I forward on the top of the navigation bar, purple dots appear. The dots show me that I have completed that action. In other words, where the purple dots are is an indicator of where I am in the outline. The first two items are topics I added to organize my presentation. The first action item, the Go To screen, I programmed to preload the whiteboard. And the first item in the whiteboard was the screen that Amy saw that I just showed you. As I explained earlier, not every item on the outline prompts an action. Here I create text topics, headers, and descriptive text to organize my content. Let's continue through the outline. Clicking ahead on the Forward button, we continue to our next action item, the Start Record function. Oftentimes instructors forget to record their sessions. Now, a recorded session is invaluable to those who can't make the meeting or for students who want to revisit the materials. This action step automatically starts the session recording. You can then link the recorded session within your Blackboard course. Moving ahead, I begin my session by showing the next item in the whiteboard, the agenda. I do this by clicking ahead on the Forward button in the navigation menu. The agenda is a two-page document, one page per slide, that plan converted into whiteboard slides. On the instructor notes, as well as notes on every action item, I can write descriptive text to guide my presentation. Here I have scripted my introduction. The description window is like speaker notes in PowerPoint. Let's see how Amy sees the agenda slides. Page 1 and page 2. Going back to the instructor screen, before viewing content slides, I like to show a movie. Click the Forward button and observe the movie playing simultaneously on both views.
Looks like rain again today. Dark clouds.
Because I preloaded the movie into the Blackboard course, when I open the plan file, the movie is available for immediate viewing. There are no delays. I click the play button and the movie starts. Let's pull down back to our outline and look at the next action step. This stops the movie. Actions must be created that stop certain functions, like this movie. This returns the participant to the whiteboard. Notice how Amy returned to the agenda slide. Okay, now let's click back to the forward button on the navigation bar. And here I start my presentation. I begin with a content presentation that was converted from a PowerPoint. Each screen is a separate slide I created from PowerPoint. And here's what Amy sees. Within this presentation, I set a poll. I use polls to ask simple pre-planned questions to engage my audience. On the outline, I remind myself to ask the poll question, in this case, have you used Blue Jeans? I set the poll as a yes or no question. I hide the students' responses to give enough time to answer, and then I publish the results. Let's see what this looks like on Amy's screen. I ask the question, have you used Blackboard to hold a conferencing session, yes or no? Amy answers yes. The results are hidden until all students have answered. And then I publish the poll results, and here you can see it on Amy's screen. Let's continue navigating through our outline. Next, we go through the rest of the content slides. We can also start a quiz. Here's what quiz results look like when I administer a quiz question to the students. I stop the quiz, and now I go to my conclusion. On the bottom, I've written some descriptive text for my concluding statements. After going through my slides, I conclude my session by providing participants with a couple of items, a link to a resource file, and a document. Let's see these. I start a web tour to show them a page, a download to a program. I also send students a link in the chat window. Let's see how this takes Amy to the download page. And here from the download page, Amy can download the program, and I also send her a link in the chat window. Students can archive their chat sessions, including this link, for future reference. Returning to the instructor screen, I forward ahead to my final action. Here I send Amy a detailed guide that she can download and read after the session. Let's see what this looks like on Amy's screen. I've touched on many of the actions you can pre-program into your meetings using the program plan. As you become more familiar with these actions, I'm sure you'll find many ways to engage your students in live meetings. What follows is a series of videos that show you how to create each of these items I used in this action plan and a few others. Thank you.